Hello there and welcome to Rent Cashflow Live episode number 5. So today we're talking about how trying to look good is actually losing you cash in your business every day, every week, every month. Because, hey, look, I'm going to be talking about this. I'm going to be showing you exactly what to do to overcome this. But, you know, if you're trying to just look good in business, you're probably not making that much money. You're either making loads of money, or if you're small, you're kind of starting out, you're a small entrepreneur, you've got a small portfolio, a small business, you're probably not making that much money. Trying to look good is one of the killer traits, the killer things that business owners do when they don't have a lot of cash. And I'm going to tell you how that's stopping you from getting cash into your bank, stopping you from becoming successful, stopping you from really getting to where you want to get to. Now, before I go into this, there's a link on this page. I want you to go and join my Facebook group. It's called the Rent Cashflow group, and Rent Monthly Cashflow group, and the link is bit.ly/monthly cashflow. It's in the link in the description above this video here right now live. And by the way, if you're on this live stream live, if you're here live with me, give me some hearts, give me some thumbs, introduce yourself, let me know who you are, and I'll give you a big shout out while we're going through this. Now let's get back to the topic. So the topic is today's live stream is all about how looking good loses you cash. And this is the truth. And look, let me explain this principle of why it loses you cash. Now look, either you're trying to look good and you're a big business and you're making loads of money, in which case you're probably going to make more money from getting yourself to look good by doing that, by having great branding and making yourself look good. But when you're a small entrepreneur, when you're somebody who's starting out, you've got a small portfolio. Look, let me define what small portfolio means. It means somewhere, less, 50 properties or less, 50 units or less. If you're over the 100 mark, you're probably at a stage where you're thinking about making yourself look better, because that's going to, look better. And by doing that, you're going to attract more clients, customers, and do more deals. But look, when I say looking good, I'm not saying, hey, if you're small, don't look professional. Looking good and looking professional are two slightly different things, okay? So here, what we're really talking about is where you spend loads of money on branding, on trying to make yourself, the leaflets look amazing and practical, and making your brand look like it's £1 million company when actually you've just started, or you've got a small portfolio. And the challenge with this, the problem with this in this day and age is, look, you take that reality out of what you do. Your biggest asset when you're small is the fact that you're small. People want to do business with you because you're small. And if you take that away from that and you go super professional and make yourself look like you got 15 offices all across the globe with different phone numbers that, make you look like you're global, that actually just go to your mobile phone, and you've only got yourself and there's no staff, and you make yourself look massive right at the beginning and spend a load of money doing that, and you don't start with a huge amount of capital to begin with, well, you're going to spend money in the wrong places. You're going to spend your time in the wrong places, and you're not going to be successful. I'm going to give you a quick example. There's somebody I know who owns a business locally, and I go into this business quite often. It's a coffee shop. Well, it's a juice shop. And this guy's just bought this shop, and he's kind of trying to think of ideas of making this shop great and making people come into the shop and buy his juices and coffees, etc. And I've been in there a few times, and now I know a thing or two about marketing, so I thought, let me give this guy a hand. And I got talking to him, made friends with him, and one thing I really saw, one thing that he wants to be, but he's kind of letting him down a little bit, is he wants to be this personalized local coffee juice shop, right? He wants to be this shop where the community come in and you have that personal touch, and that's his biggest asset. When you're small, your biggest asset that brings you cash, that makes you sell, is, hey, you're the guy down the road, you're the guy around the corner, you're the person who's local to me and who I feel like I can talk to. You're not some big corporate looking company, right? You're not there because, look, let's just think about it. If you're corporate, If you're corporate in your approach, if you look corporate, you feel corporate, people are gonna go, corporates kind of just want to make money. Don't really want to deal with them. But you feel local. If you're small, if you feel a little bit smaller, especially when you are smaller and you're being authentic to yourself and to your customers and clients, going, hey, no, I'm not this massive, huge organization. I'm this small organization, and this small organization who's here to help you, to serve you, to give you what you want. And in property, look, we're small. If you're starting out and you're small, and not small, I don't mean small by you have literally no properties, that might be you, but you might be, I'd still class our business as a small property business. We've got over 50 tenants, and we're going to double in the next year. And even in a year's time, I'd still class it as small, because it's not a massive business yet, We're not in the millions and millions of pounds. And so we've got to act accordingly. And actually, that's your biggest power. That's the way in which you make the most cash. If you start to act as if you're in a massive organization, you try to make yourself look massive right at the beginning and spend the money. Because look, let's be real, right? Great branding and making yourself look big costs a lot of money. It does. Look, if you want really high quality branding, you're going to spend 6,000 plus on a website if you want that top quality branding. And so you might be skilled at this stuff. You might be able to do this yourself. And this guy who owns this coffee shop, he is great. He's very skilled at creating amazing looking designs. And that's what he's done in this shop. He's made these amazing posters that tell you exactly the price of all the drinks. This amazing stuff on, it looks amazing, but it loses the message. It totally loses the message. People don't know what he's about. He doesn't get that many people into the shop. And I said to him, look, dude, you need to simplify all this. You need something really simple that says what you do. Looks professional, but says what you do. It's simple and to the point and says exactly what you do. Because that's going to bring you cash. That's going to bring you income. That's going to get you property deals, rent-to-rent deals, whatever type of deals you're doing. Look local, simple, but professional. Not massive corporate. That's going to lose you money. That's the principle here. Look, when you try and look big, when you're actually small, people get a bit like hesitant. They're like, hey, that's a massive organization. Do I really want to deal with them? Whereas people want to deal with small companies. Right? Individuals want to deal with small companies. And when you're doing property deals, in particular, in property, hey, you're dealing with people. These landlords, they're people. These vendors, they're people. These agents, they're people, right? You're dealing with people. You're not selling something from behind a computer where looking big actually increases your sales. You're selling one-to-one. You've got to have that face-to-face conversation to do the deal, because that's where property deals come from. When you're talking large amounts of money, this personalness to what you do is going to enable you to close more deals. So look, if you're trying to look big, if you're trying to look massive when you're actually small, you're losing cash. You're losing cash because you're positioning yourself in a certain way when you're actually small. Now, there's a point at which you've got to pivot. You've got to go, I want to look bigger because I am bigger, right? When you get to a certain size, you do want to look bigger. But worry about that when you get there. Now is now. We're in the present. We're here. And you've got to do what's right and brings in money into your business right now. And I'll tell you one other thing. Look, before I tell you this, go and join my Facebook group, because I'm going to be sharing with you some stuff I don't share on live everywhere else. Just going to share it in the group. It's Rent Monthly Cashflow. The link to it is bit.ly/monthly cashflow. It's in the description above. Just click on the link, join the group. I'll accept you later today when I jump back on Facebook again. Just go in there, ask your questions, introduce yourself, go and interact with people in the group, because hey, this is how we do business, is being personal, helping other people out, seeing how you can make new contacts, make new deals happen. That's how you make money in property, is being personal. So hey, look, I said I would talk about practically how you can put this into play. Let me just talk about one more concept here. And this concept is this concept of what your time spent. Now look, if you're trying to make yourself look massive and corporate, when actually you're not, you're small and flexible, what's going to happen? You're going to spend all this time designing stuff which is like really like professional looking and all this time goes into it. Sorry, not professional looking, but massive, expensive looking. All this time goes into it, and all that time and money and resources you put it into making yourself look massive. Especially if you're starting out with a small amount of capital. Look, this is key. If you're starting out with a small amount of capital, you've got to spend that capital really, really wisely, right? Really wisely, because that's going to go quickly. And you need to spend it where you're going to make money. If you're doing property deals, if you're doing rent to rent, you want to spend the money where you're going to get the deals, where you're going to actually get the highest return for that money, so you can go and do another deal and another and another. Not spend it on making your website look like the best website in the world. Okay, so branding, making yourself look big, is actually losing you cash. So how do we sort this out? We sort this out by knowing exactly what it is that you need to focus on to grow your business. See, marketing and sales should be 60%. Yes, look, write that down. 60% of your activity should be marketing and sales. And then 40% should be the rest, because marketing and sales is what drives a business forward, is what makes the business bigger, is what puts cash into your bank, is what gets you the property deals, which gets you the rent-to-rent deals, that gets you the whatever type of deal you're doing. Marketing and sales is what gets you it. Now, you might not be selling in the traditional sense of, hey, I'm a used car salesman, you know, that kind of pushy sales. That's not what we do in property, because that type of sales may work for cheap stuff or cheaper stuff, but for property, that doesn't work. We're doing soft selling. It's still a type of selling. You are selling all the time. You're either selling an idea, you're selling a concept, you're selling yourself. You know, you're selling you to that person. You're selling your passion. You're selling what your company does. If you're doing rent to rent, you're selling the concept of rent to rent, the idea of rent to rent, and how it's going to benefit the agent and the landlord. That's what you're selling, and you're always selling that all the time. And you're selling the fact that, hey, actually I'm a small, agile company. I'm not this massive corporate who's going to rip the landlord off. I'm this small, agile company who, hey, I want to make a deal work. I want to work with you. And this concept of working with people. And so actually positioning yourself by spending your time and money, and instead of trying to make that yourself look good on getting yourself out there on marketing and sales, every £100 you go and spend on making yourself look good by doing an amazing website, etc., that you don't spend on marketing yourself and selling and getting leads coming in and talking to landlords and talking to agents to get your rent-to-rent deals, to get cash into your bank, you're missing out big time. Right? Because you've got to make another £100 now to spend it on the marketing. So that should always come first. You've got to have some online presence, a website, for example, but you don't need it to look like the bee's knees of websites. You need it to look professional and clean, and start with that and go and get deals. Get them deals coming in. 6 to 12 months down the line, you go and spend a load of money and pay somebody to create your really quality website, right? Still professional. Whether you're starting out or you're a £10 million company, you still need a professional website. Don't put loads of ads on it, etc. But you want to start and make yourself look like a professional company that's local, that can help the landlords, that can help the agents when you're doing rent to rent, or if you're buying property, can help the person who you're buying the property off. Professional, clean, simple, and start with cheap. Don't spend a load of money on that, and plow your resources into getting the deal, getting right to the deal. It doesn't matter what business you're in, get right to the deal. Hey, we've had Will Singh Tak join us. Hey there, Will. Great of you to join. Thank you so much for the thumbs, whoever gave me the thumbs. Keep going with the thumbs and the hearts. Just take them across my chest here, and it will hit my heart at the same time. So, hey, look. If you're trying to look professional, if you're trying to look big when you're not, hey, we got another one, thank you. If you're trying to, hey, look there, just went straight past my chin. If you're trying to look big when you're not actually a big company, you're actually disconnecting from your marketplace. You're creating a disconnect between who you really are and how you're presenting yourself. And that disconnect of where you're at, that disconnect of how you can help people, that disconnect of what you're looking like and what you actually are, people pick that up subconsciously. I say subconsciously here as if the subconscious is here. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to say that's the subconscious and that is the conscious. But hey, look, you're creating this disconnect, right? When someone, think about this, right? You may not have come across this, or you may. If your website looks like you have 15 branches worldwide, and then you actually turn up to somebody's office and you find out it's just them with a mobile phone in one tiny little office, tiny little room, you kind of go, oh, well, how come you look like you employ a few thousand staff and, you got a massive office and you really prestigious location, etc. Like, why is that? Like, have a prestigious address if you want. James Caan started like that. He had a prestigious address. But don't make yourself look like a massive corporation when you're dealing with individuals, because individuals want the personal touch. And that's how we do deals in properties, that personal touch. Turning up, talking to people, getting the leads coming in. And even you're starting out, unless you start with a load of cash in your bank and you're able to burn this cash for a long time, start as you mean to start. Be savvy and use the power of creativity to get things up and running, and hustle to get things up and running, and invest in marketing and sales. Invest your time, your money and other resources and your mind space in marketing and sales. 60% of your time and resources in marketing and sales. And start to get the adverts out there. Start to talk to the landlord. Start to talk to the agents. Get moving. Get moving. Get doing that stuff. Make your website. If you've got some website skills, go and get WordPress, install a theme, make a website yourself. There's some professional themes that don't take too much customization. You can get it up and running within half a day. Go and do that yourself. Pay someone on Fiverr.com to get a basic website, a one-page website up and running that doesn't cost you a lot of money. Start getting some traffic to that website. Start getting a Facebook page up. Do the things that are going to make you sales. Get cash into your bank. Get you deals. Right? Looking good is not what's going to get you deals. Actually getting into the nitty-gritty of talking to people and delivering what they actually want, talking to them about how you can benefit them. That's how you're going to get deals. Because people are always switched on to this one radio station. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's called WIIFM. WIIFM. And actually, this is the most listened to radio station in the whole world. It stands for What's in It for Me. What's in it for me? Everyone's tuned into that. If you can deliver a message to someone and show them what's in it for them, they are not looking at whether you look like a corporate or whether you look like an individual. They're thinking, well, I can benefit from that. I can benefit from that. So that's what's in it for me. I get that. I get that that's in it for me. So that's what I'm going to act upon, is that information. Great marketing, great sales is not about looking like a massive company. It's about producing the benefits and showing people how you can help them, how they can benefit from your services or product, how they can benefit from doing a rent-to-rent deal with you by selling their property to you, showing them, not just telling them, showing them how they can benefit. Going back to my example of the coffee shop, the juice shop down the road from me that I often visit, I just said to him, dude, you need to change the way in which you're approaching it. You need to be telling people the benefits of all the different drinks, not the ingredients. People don't want to know the features. People don't want to know that, hey, this is intricately how rent-to-rent works. That's not what people want to know. People want to know, it's how is doing rent-to-rent going to benefit me? And if they think, yes, it's going to benefit me, that's when they go back to saying, well, what's the intricacies of this now? Right? Let's talk about the detail. Let's talk about how it actually works. But is it going to benefit me is the first question you need to answer for them. You need to really show them how it's going to benefit them. And that comes from sales and marketing. That's what's going to get you cash in the bank. And that's why we are so great at renting rooms and finding deals and making the property so amazing. Because we constantly, consistently are thinking, what's in it for the landlord and what's in it for the tenant? There are two customers and clients. What's in it for the landlord, what's in it for the tenant, and what's in it for the agent. Sorry, our three clients, obviously. It's the landlord, the agent, and the tenant. We're constantly thinking that. And by doing that and coming from that place of, I want to help you out and this is what's in it for you, let me show you what's in it for you, you're going to put more cash into your bank. That fundamental mind shift of the mind shift of what's in it for you, for them, what's in it for me, being the person that you're talking to. That's what they're thinking. And when you show them what's in it for them, they are going to go, hey, let me do a deal with you. Let me do some business with you. I really want to do some business with you because I know you can help me. And then you talk about the detail, the minute details of how it actually works. But they want to know, if you've ever come across a great salesman, you will know that salesman rarely talks about the details, the little intricacies of the product or the service. They talk about what's in it for the person in front of them. When you get sold a TV at Curry's, they talk about what's in it for you. Why do you need to, you get for a 4K television? This is what's in it for you. In that 4K television, there's higher definition. It means the picture's even more perfect than ever before. It's like being there in real life, right in front of that person, right there in front of your eyes. It's the best quality television that you can get, so you get a crystal clear picture. And when you're watching sports, hey, let's talk about when you're watching sports. When you're watching sports, hey, this detail is another level. It's like being in the stadium live, and the speed at which this TV refreshes is so fast that you have seen no glitch between the people running the action. And if you love movies, hey, look, you're going to watch the movie as if you're in the movie. That's the benefits for them. They're like, wow, I'm going to experience it as if I'm there. And so when you're doing a property deal, when you're doing a rent-to-rent deal, hey, we want to show them that, hey, these are the benefits for them. But focusing on marketing and sales, becoming the best at marketing and sales is what is going to put cash into your bank today. Stop trying to look big, like a big corporate, and start making yourself look authentic, personal, and the size that you actually are. Right? Authentic, personal, and the size you actually are, so you can focus on marketing and sales and make sure you get them deals in. So hey, look, if you haven't already, go to the website, go to bit.ly/monthly cashflow. Sorry, it's not a website, it's a Facebook group. That's just the link to get you to the Facebook group. Go and join my Facebook group. I'm going to be doing some lives in the Facebook group and some videos, some exclusive content just for the group. And when you join, introduce yourself, let me know who you are, ask the questions that you need, start to move your business forward at speed. I want you to get cash flow. You want to get cash flow. I'm going to show you how to use rent-to-rent to get that. Hey, come and join the group because I'm looking forward to seeing you in that group. It's called the Rent Monthly Cashflow group. The link is in the description. Hey, I've had a great time today. I'm going to see you on the next live. So this is Divian signing out on the Rent Monthly Cashflow Live episode 5. Take care.